Welcome, everyone. This is Todd Morgan, CEO of RealEstateAcademy.net and SevenFigureWealthBlueprints.com. And I am very excited today to have with me one of the foremost experts across the country on how to set up your LLC, how to make your money and keep it. He is an attorney, and he's my very good friend, Lee Phillips. Lee, are you out there?
I am. Don't hold that attorney part against me, okay, Todd?
Well, you're a reformed attorney because...
Yeah, I'm still in rehab, yep. Sounds like a real estate piece, doesn't it?
That's what I love about you, Lee, is that you've practiced for all these years, and you're telling people all of your secrets on all the clients that you worked on. I'm very, very excited to hear all of those secrets. So, guys, you're going to be in for a real treat today. You're going to be talking to one of the foremost experts on asset protection, real estate, and actually how to set up your entities, and it's going to be an incredible call. And before I get into that, Lee, we have a little bit of housekeeping we like to do from our side. First of all, I'd like to congratulate every single person who's made it to this call today, because I know there's other things that you could be doing. And what is a sad, sad fact in America, Lee, is that very few people take time for continuing education. I've read statistics that go anywhere from 1% to 3% of people will spend any amount of time. Most people will not spend any time. So only 1% to 3% of people will spend any time in continuing education. I think it's awesome that you guys have made the choice to be here and listen to this incredible presentation by one of the foremost experts across the nation in terms of asset protection, setting up your LLCs, making money and keeping it, and that's Mr. Lee Phillips. With that said, I also wanted to encourage you, now that you've made it to this incredible presentation, please, please, please take the time to pay attention. I tell everyone, look, if we were sitting in the seminar room or in your office or wherever, and we would pretty much know if you're paying attention. Okay, with the webinar, it affords us the luxury to be able to reach you wherever you're at in the comfort of your home. But we also know that there's a lot of distractions that could come up. So
if they're not paying attention, I'm going to beat them over the head. So
we got a secret camera. You guys didn't know about that. We got a secret camera. We're going to know about it.
Yeah. So they stay awake. Well, and I'm honored to be speaking to the top 1% of the nation, the guys who want to learn something.
And that's very, very true. I mean, the people, you guys that get out here and do this, you're the top 1%. I mean, I attend a lot of webinars and seminars. I still do. I continue to do it. Okay, it's because that's how I made all the money I've ever made, is by continuing to get my education. And so, once again, pay attention here. Turn off all devices that would distract you. Close the door. Put up the Do Not Disturb sign, and you'll be glad, very, very glad that you did it and that you're paying attention to this presentation. Now, a couple of facts about Lee. Okay, Lee, you're a consultant to the U.S. Supreme Court. Is that correct?
Actually, it's called a counselor to the Supreme Court of the United States. What that means is that I'm able to argue cases in the Supreme Court. I can function within the court, and you probably have never met another attorney who does that. But
wow.
It's kind of cool. I know all the old justices. I don't know some of the new guys, but the old guys I got to know back when I was spending more time there. So it's kind of cool. Any rate, let me pick up and tell you that I'm authored 17 books, and the latest one is the LLC Wizard, and they all deal with the concepts of asset protection, accumulating wealth, taxes, all of that sort of stuff. And I'm going to focus in pretty laser-like today, and we're going to talk about the right way to do your LLC. If you do it right, you can make a ton more money. You can protect your assets. You get double the asset protection. The problem is you go down and everybody gets their LLC. They get this piece of paper. They get it from the lawyer. They get it from the internet, wherever they're getting it from. And then they throw it in the drawer and they start turning the crank in their business or in their real estate rehabbing or whatever it is they're doing. And they turn the crank, and they think the faster they turn the crank, the more money they make. Sounds a little trite, but we're going to work a little smarter than that. I'm going to teach you how to use the LLC to make money and protect the assets. And the problem is the attorneys, CPAs, they never teach you. They just give you the piece of paper, send you on your way, and that's all you get. We've only got an hour or so here, so we're going to be hustling because this is something that I could spend an entire day talking about. I mean, it would make a real difference in your life. If I could give you 10, 15, 20 grand, or at least make a difference in my life, would it make a difference in your life, Todd? These are the things that we can do to make more money. Todd's already sleeping. We're going to knock on him.
No, I'm here.
You're here. You just, okay. Would 10 grand make a difference in your life?
10 grand, 15 grand, 20 grand. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, absolutely it would.
Makes a difference in my life. I'm going to give you 6 promises today. First of all, I'm going to show you the legal secrets that my richest clients use. And the rich do things differently than everybody else does. Look, there are 2 sets of laws in the United States. There's one set that rich people uses, and there's one set that everybody else uses. And if you're going to be rich, which set of laws do you have to use? You have to use the rich set of laws. Perfectly legal, perfectly legal. Nothing shady about it at all. It's just a different set of laws, and you don't use them because you've got to pay the lawyer a bunch of money to set you up so that you can use them. You've got to have the entities, for example, the LLC that we're going to talk about. And then that's not enough. A lot of people get the LLCs. They get all of the entities, the trusts, everything. They don't make any more money. If you're going to make money, you got to have the accountant. You got to pay the accountant tens of thousands of dollars more to make the more money for you. So I'm going to show you how to make the money, use the sets of laws. I'm going to show you about the 3 most costly mistakes that people make when they're setting up a company. LLC, corporation, I don't care. I've helped dozens, hundreds of people clean up a company. I've worked on them in court. And the funny thing is, when you get in court and the defense attorney or the prosecutor or whoever the other guy on the other side of the table is sitting pointing his finger at your company, suddenly all of those flaws become very visible. We're going to talk about a couple of them that are real visible. I'm going to show you how to make that extra 4, 8, 10, whatever it is, $1,000 a year extra. Put it in your bank account. Let's spend it. And what we're going to talk about is something that's going to require no more risk, no more work. It's just a different way of moving your money through the legal system using the LLCs. I'm going to show you how to protect yourself against the creditors, the predators, the spouses, all on your terms. And by the way, the hard one to protect against is the spouse. Todd, I'm going to ask you this question. Would it be worth a lot of money to have some sort of a system that taught you how to control your spouse?
Yeah, I think that would be very helpful.
Sorry, I haven't figured it out yet, but when we do, we'll bottle it and can it. But actually, the LLC can protect you in a divorce very effectively. That's a tool. Now, you better look over and see if your spouse is taking good notes here. If your spouse is taking good notes, you better be taking really good notes, all right? But we're going to control the terms that the creditors have to deal with us on. Also, I'm going to show you how to do all the compliance for your LLC, and it's only going to take 4 or 5 hours a year. We're not talking big stuff here, and yet it's overwhelming to everybody. One of the strategies that we're going to talk about, actually I'm going to talk about a lot of strategies on how to protect your business and your personal assets. And everybody talks about how to protect the personal assets from the business dealings. That's called the corporate shield. We'll get into that. I'm also going to talk to you about how to protect the business from your personal problems. That's different. We're going to talk about that. What I've done is I've developed a system for you. It works in all 50 states. It's not going to take a long time. This can't be complicated, or it just won't work. So it's going to be simple. It's easy. It's going to fix the existing. You've already got an LLC. That's fine. Let's fix it. I don't care. This isn't just for people that are setting up the LLCs. And we're going to use this tool to put you on the path to greater wealth. You don't have to work any harder. We're just going to do it differently. The problem is you can't blindly walk in off the street and trust your professionals, your doctor, your lawyer, your accountant, your CPA. I mean, nobody. I learned that lesson the hard way. I learned that lesson on the street in the School of Hard Knocks. And by the way, guys, you learning your lessons in the street, School of Hard Knocks, you're paying too much for your education. The price I paid to learn the lesson that you don't blindly trust anybody, the price I paid was my life. I'll make the story really short. I got out of school. I have a bachelor's in geology and a master's in analytical nuclear chemistry and a lot of great doctorate in law. And I got out of law school and practiced in the big-time patent firm for a couple of weeks. And at the end of 3 weeks, one day, 10 years of education was gone. My life changed. I was diagnosed with final stage 4C cancer. When I walked into the university hospital for treatment, I had less than a 2% chance of ever coming back out. The cancer involved every organ in my body. It was inoperable. I went in actually on January 21st. It was President's Day or whatever they call that. And I came out of the hospital for the first time on July 4th. That's a long time in the hospital, Todd. I didn't work for 3 years. When I came out, I weighed 180 pounds. I was blind. I couldn't walk. We're not talking I was just sick. We're talking this is a major battle. It was a national cause. Average cancer patient, 2 or 3 treating doctors. I had 53 treating doctors. I had over 200 consulting doctors across the nation that billed. The problem is I had trusted my doctor. I'd been to the family doctor and said, hey, look, doc, there's a lump. And the family doctor looked at it and said, Phillips, this isn't good. This is probably cancer. It sent me to the specialist. The specialist hadn't hardly even looked at me. It said, Phillips, you're an idiot. So is your family doctor. If he'd known you'd had cancer, he would have sent you to the hospital. He wouldn't have sent you to see me for a second opinion. You just have an infection. And he treated me for a year and a half as having had an infection. Had I been treated when I first went in, my chance of total cure with 1 week's hospitalization would have been would have been 95%. As it was, when I walked into the university hospital, 2% chance of ever coming back out. I just trusted him. What I didn't know is all that guy had to do is poke my finger and give me a blood test. If I'd known that, I would have said, hey, come on, buddy, here's my finger. Let's go. Check it out. But I just trusted him. You can't blindly trust your lawyers or your accountants or anybody else when you're dealing with your LLC. I've created a course for you. Actually, it's 6 courses. They can go together in one big lump, or you can take them all one piece at a time. I don't care. What we're going to do is we're going to start out and we're going to choose the business structure. Then I'm going to come down and I'm going to make sure that you form your LLC properly. I don't care which state you form it in. We're going to help you. Then we're going to maximize the tax benefits. That's the next thing that you do in this sequence. Then we're going to design the operating agreement. That's the bylaws, the guts of your company. Going to show you how to maintain the formalities. And then we're going to get double the asset protection that you're getting anywhere else. We're going to double the asset protection value that your corporation has. So let's start out. Let's choose the business structure. In Course 1, there are certain principles that we want to really take effect. We're going to show you how to affect the taxes and the asset protection and all of that stuff. These are the considerations that you make when you are setting up a company. And what company, what type? Do you do a corporation? Do you do a partnership? What do you do? I don't know. So we're going to have to figure that out for you, and it's different for everybody. And I'm going to show you a simple way to evaluate the advantages and disadvantages of the LLCs over the other businesses. So we're going to understand the different types of entities. We're going to actually fill out a business questionnaire, and we're going to look at a business matrix to get that